G'day Gear Junkies, Jason here. I thought I'd try something a bit different today and do a Q&A video. I put up a post a bit over a week ago and got you guys to send me some questions, which I'll do my best to answer. I'm also going to answer some questions that I get asked on a semi-regular basis. And also I want to clear up a few things to do with the Mel 9 video that I released recently, which caused a bit of a stir. Also, if you like this kind of format, if you want me to do this more often, let me know in the comments below and I might make this something I do every few months. So I'll start with the questions that I've been asked a few times. Firstly, what's the deal with your name? So my name is Jason and I have two last names, Ayala and Spare. I added my mother's maiden name to my name when I was about 18 to recognize my Spanish heritage. My mother was born in Madrid, Spain. I don't speak Spanish particularly well. I've never lived there. I've been on holidays there a few times. Yeah, it's part of my culture and my heritage, and I wanted to acknowledge that in my name. So I added it to my name about 20 years ago. Next one's more of a statement than a question. I get told a lot that I don't look middle-aged. My question to that is, how old do you have to be middle-aged? I'm in my 40s. You know, I've never worked in the sun. I've got a bit of an aversion to hard work, so maybe that's why I look younger than I actually am, but I am in my early 40s. And as far as I know, middle age is 40 to 60. So I called the channel Middle Age Gear Junkie because that's who I want my channel to appeal to, is people about my age who got a bit of extra income and spend it on gear. So, hey, if you think that's the wrong move, let me know. Why do you demo standing up? Well, this goes back to when I was first learning how to play guitar. I used to always practice sitting down, and my father once said to me, he said, "You're not going to perform sitting down, so practice standing up." So pretty much ever since then, I've always practiced standing up. I probably play standing up 90% of the time, so it's only natural for me to want to stand up when I play. So I know that not many people do guitar demos standing up, but I do. That's just how I feel most comfortable playing guitar. Next couple of questions. How many pedals do you own, and can you make a video about your pedal collection? The reason I've never done that before is because I would feel like it's showing off. I mean, I don't know if you guys want to see that, I'll make that as a video for you guys, but you know, most of the pedals I own, I probably wouldn't own if I didn't have a YouTube channel. So if I stopped making YouTube videos, I'd probably sell at least half of the stuff that I do own. Some of the pedals I own purely for reference point. So if I'm doing a fuzz pedal that's based on a fuzz face, I have a fuzz face that I can reference it with, or a big muff that I can reference it with, or you know, a rat, or whatever it might be. So yeah, my daughter came in here about a year ago and did a count, and it was over 100 pedals, and I've bought plenty since then and haven't sold as many as I should have. So I don't exactly know how many pedals I have, and I can't be bothered counting. But if you want me to make a video about my pedal collection, let me know in the comments and I'll think about it. I've had a lot of people commenting on my guitar playing, and more often than not, it's actually quite positive, which is wonderful to hear. Thank you very much. People mention a lot that I'm very eclectic and ask who my influences are. I've had a lot of influences over the years. When I was first starting out, my biggest influence was Tommy Emmanuel. Absolutely loved Tommy Emmanuel. And then, you know, as a teenager, I loved Tom Morello and Mike Einzinger from Incubus and John Frusciante. And then from there, I sort of just branched out, and, you know, I'd listen to everything from the Eagles to the Police to, you know, metal. It doesn't matter. I like a lot of different music. In fact, I like a lot of music that doesn't even have guitar. So the last concert I went to was John Williams music played by the Sydney Symphony Orchestra at the Sydney Opera House. And that, to this day, that was one of the greatest concerts I've ever been to. I'm actually a music teacher by trade, a high school music teacher. So that's my day job. So I just love music. So my guitar playing style is a reflection of just all the different stuff that I like. I wouldn't say that I'm overly proficient at any one style, but I can play a lot of different styles and I can mix them up a bit. So I want to clear up a few things to do with the Mel 9 video that I recently made. The thumbnail for that was quite provocative, so I suppose I had to expect a bit of backlash, particularly from fans of the Mel 9 and fans of EHX. What it comes down to is I need to be able to give consumer-based information. If I don't think a product is good, then I need to be able to tell you guys that. And a lot of people actually thanked me for that, because this is such an expensive pedal, and for the price of it, it should be a lot better than it is. Now, again, people say, you don't understand the mellotron. What I do understand is that the tracking on it needs to be a lot better than it is. Okay, it's not polyphonic, as I proved when I tried to play Bach's Cello Suite. It's very, very touchy. Both it reacts to vibrato really, really wildly, and it also has these massive volume jumps. People did mention in the comments about that, saying you need to run a compressor before it. I totally agree with that. Now, the original video that they put out for it with Bill Rupert playing, most of those examples that he played up until right near the end were using just the affected signal. And he was able to make it sound really great. But I found that in practice for a lot of different styles of playing, it didn't actually work. And I tried playing a number of different ways on that demo. So some people accuse me of just shredding, which I don't think I did that, but I tried playing chords. I tried it in a wet dry mix. And some settings sound better than others. Now, I actually agree with some of the people's comments in the video who stated that they like using it as a bit of a background thing for their acoustic guitar or like as a soloist. And I could see how that would be beneficial. But the effects themselves as a standalone effect, if you wanted to get rid of the guitar completely and make your guitar sound like a cello or make your guitar sound like a orchestra or whatever, are not good enough. And some people even suggested that they might have rushed this pedal and that they maybe need to put out a V2 of the Mel 9, which I would probably agree with. Like I said, I got a lot of comments with this video, both good and bad. Some people saying that they bought it and it just didn't live up to their expectations, kind of like myself. A lot of people reiterated some of the issues that I had with it. Other people then just slagged me off, and I got some pretty funny comments. One of them saying, pedal sounds great, I use it all the time. This guy clearly doesn't know how to play guitar. But probably one of the best comments I've got so far came from a guy called Mexage, and he said, I have and love the Mel 9. I think your video is good at showing the quirks of it, especially as a standalone sound. Thank you. That's exactly what I was trying to get across, that the standalone sounds don't really hold up on their own. I use it to fill in as a secondary player. It makes it sound a bit more like a band. That I understand. He goes on to say, you can overdo it if you abuse it, but as a subtle addition, I think that it works great. Good video again. So thank you very much. A very well-balanced comment there. Like I said in the video, I don't want to disparage EHX. Good on them for trying something different. If you like the pedal, fantastic, great for you. But I can't, in good faith with my subscribership, tell them that I like something if I don't. So I have to be able to give my honest opinion, and that was my honest opinion. So now I'm going to answer some questions for people who responded to my post. So this is from George Spanos, who says, great channel, Jason. How about some discussion on Tech 21 gear and its relevance with all the modeling today? I've got to say, George, I like Tech 21. I have a Paradriver here that I use when I'm tracking bass. I also have a GT2. Now, if you didn't know, Tech 21 SansAmp, they invented the amping cab simulator pedal with the original GT pedal that they brought out. I think it was in the late 80s. And with this one, which came out about in the mid-90s, it gives you different options for mic placement, for the type of amp that you're using, whether you want it clean or high gain or whatever. I wouldn't actually use this live, and I've never have used it live, primarily because it's mainly a drive pedal. It doesn't do clean sounds particularly well, and I use my my amp and cab simulator on a clean platform and then use drive pedals in front of it. So yeah, I wouldn't necessarily use it. I think in today's modern, for live, I mean, unless you can get a tone out of this that is your bass tone and you absolutely love it, they are a little bit outdated because they're not programmable. You pretty much, I mean, unless you want to get down on the floor and change your settings between songs, yeah, you're a little bit hamstrung by the sound of it. You've either got to really love it or it's just not flexible enough, I think, today. I think digital has got to the point, in a live context anyway, where it's really hard to beat these digital rigs. It is worth mentioning that the Joyo series of pedals, the American sound, the British sound, the AC tone, all those ones, they're all clones of Tech 21 pedals. They ripped those off the whole series of Tech 21 pedals. And a lot of people talk about how great those Joyo ones were. Well, they're great because the Tech 21 ones were so great. And I used an American tone for years, did the job really, really well. I think that Tech 21 need a lot more credit in the pedal industry than they actually get for the advancements that they made with amp and cab simulation. Next question is from Chris Clayton, who asks, my question is about the Ibanez Tube Screamer Mini. Is it based on the 808 or the TS9? Ibanez have never actually clarified this, so it's sort of anybody's guess, but I did a video a couple of years ago comparing a Mini to my TS808. If you watch that video, I explained that the differences between them are very, very minimal. I think the Mini was a little bit brighter. That's about all I can give you. Very, very similar. So I would say that it's based on the 808. Not only that in sound, but in looks, they've styled it to look a bit like the 808. So if it's my guess, I would say yes, it's supposed to be modeled on the 808. From what I can find out online, it's sort of between people agreeing with me and other people saying that it's kind of its own thing. But I couldn't really find anybody saying that it sounds like the TS9. But to be honest, the differences between the three of them are very minimal. So yeah, I'm a huge fan of the TS Mini. I think it sounds great. So if that's what you want to get, go get it. It's a great pedal. Next up, I've got Simon K, who's a regular contributor. Thanks, Simon. He asks about the early Boss multi-effects pedals like the BM5 that I own. Intrigue me. This is the second one that Boss ever made, I think. What chips were in them? Are they great value? I think they are, in my opinion. Can they be divided up into eras too? I think they can. I like your other Boss videos you've made. These early multis seem largely forgotten about and need to be rediscovered, in my opinion. Cheers. So sorry, Simon, I haven't been able to find out what sort of chips these pedals have inside them. All my regular resources don't really go into that. I've never ever played one of these. So I've seen the BE5 and I've seen the BE5B. I didn't even know the BE5M even existed until you posted this comment, so thank you very much. If you don't know about these pedals, basically these were Boss's first foray into multi-effects, and it's basically 4 effects and they each have a foot switch. It's funny because a lot of pedal companies are actually gone back to this idea now. I know that T-Rex have one. I know that some of the cheaper companies also have similar type effects where you've got a delay, a distortion, a chorus pedal, a compressor, all built into one unit, and you just have a separate foot switch for each. Now, the BE5 and the one that you're talking about, the BE5M, are both it's a CE2 circuit, a CS3 compressor sustainer circuit. The distortion / overdrive circuit is the one from the OS2, overdrive distortion. The delay circuit is from the DD3. So it's basically like having those 3 pedals built into one, plus there's a noise suppressor in there, which I don't think is foot switchable. Now, interestingly, I've heard that the bass one is a real gem and actually sounds great on guitar. And Matt from Pedal Picasso's made a video on that a couple of years ago if you want to check that out. So maybe this might be a topic for a video. If you guys are interested, let me know, and I'll go out and see if I can buy them and review them on this channel. Maybe I could compare one of them to the individual Boss pedals and put them together and see if they sound the same or similar or whatever. Yeah, it could be an interesting video. So if you want to see that, please let me know in the comments, and I'll think about doing that. So keep an eye out. My next Boss video is coming out really shortly, and I'm super excited about it because it has a special guest. If you want me to make more videos like this, then leave me a comment below and leave your questions, and I'll see what I can do about that. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. Other than that, my name is Jason. Have a great day. See you later.